cualquier persona puede llegar a torturar.
Anyone can become a torturer. It depends on the circumstances of your country and your own ideas and training. If you're brainwashed, then you're capable of doing it.
The story of Hugo García from Uruguay shows just how easy it is to become a torturer and how difficult it is to stop. The responsibility for his schooling in torture, he claims, lies in the hands of the United States.
The
responsibility of the US is huge. All my superiors were trained in intelligence work and torture at the School of the Americas.
This building is in Fort Gulick, near the Atlantic side of the canal. It's called the School of the Americas, and it has for 20 years been providing courses in Spanish for officers and men of Latin American armies.
In the 1970s, the U.S. Army School of the Americas was located in Panama, where its activities were not subject to United States law.
Torture techniques taught, from rape to derobing to torture with pointed objects, to burning, to breaking of extremities, poking eyes out, branding, just about anything that would be considered bringing a person to the edge where they might say something you want to hear.
In Latin America, there are various regimes which at the moment are abusing human rights: political murder, torture, deportations, imprisonment without trial, using the techniques they may have learned in this establishment.
You may be right. If you can say that the skills which we've taught here have been applied, I can't deny that.
Whoever went to Panama came back full of conviction, so the doctrine there was very strong and tough.
The use of torture of a known enemy soldier to gain some kind of military advantage, I think, is justifiable and smart. To go beyond that, to use torture techniques merely to intimidate people is completely wrong, unethical and immoral.
In the Uruguayan army, Hugo was trained in torture techniques to combat what he was told was a communist threat to his country.
To prepare you to become a torturer, they went through it step by step. The submarine was the most effective torture, because you feel you're drowning.
They submerge you into the water again and again. You start to vomit water, and you lose control of your bodily functions. And you end up feeling as if your body had been destroyed.
Torture sessions were carried out in an army garage. Music was an integral part of the torture.
There was one song that was very popular, Yellow Submarine by the Beatles. I put them on a bed and tied them up. Then we lifted the bed up and submerged their heads in water. Torture is effective in getting information. whether it's with physical or psychological torture.
South American torturers were quite prepared to torture women as well as men.
Eso de que las mujeres aguantan más el dolor, ¿no?
Even the fact that women can withstand torture and interrogation better than men was in our manuals.
Eso estaba inclusive en los manuales. No tenía problemas con eso, con estar ahí, no tenía problemas.
I didn't have a problem being there with all the people screaming and shouting.
Pasar por un sufrimiento, vamos a decir, porque
it was my duty, and I was a professional.
Como algo profesional, ¿no?
Hugo loyally participated in torture for 3 years. But one day he saw a woman being tortured who was well known to his family. He began to question what he was doing.
My cousin told me about Lilian and said she was a good person with her own family.
Sentí que él tenía una actitud como diferente conmigo.
I thought he was different to the others. He was more friendly, and he wasn't after anything.
Pero que tampoco estaba buscando nada.
Personalmente me cambió en el sentido de que...
Personally, it changed me. Because I realized that I had to think for myself. I could no longer accept everything I was told by my superior.
Aceptar todo lo que me decían mis oficiales.
At great personal risk, Hugo contacted Lilian's mother and told her where her daughter was. The information secured Lilian's release. Hugo exposed the torture to the media and fled the country in fear of his life.
Lo asume, lo dice, lo dijo en su momento, y también debe haber tenido sus costos.
He risked a lot to do that, because he's had to leave his country and become an exile.
Un exilio. Tampoco debe haber sido muy fácil para él y para su vida. Entonces, bueno, en ese
I'm sure that hasn't been easy. So in that sense, I respect him.
Respetable.
It's 26 years since Hugo García tortured anyone. Though in exile, he still works in a garage. But he lives with the stigma of his past.
Esto me ha marcado. Hay gente que dice, se refiere a mí como el torturador. Si lo hubiera hecho, ¿no es?
It would have been easier if I had killed them rather than tortured them. It's left me scarred. Even today, there are people who still call me the torturer.